Welcome back to the Shipyard. Today we have a custom card pack. We have the NX-02 Columbia. And I say it like that because even though the pack calls it the USS Columbia, that's the first thing I have to point out is that this really does need to be the NX-02 because we don't have Starfleet yet. It really does need to stay as an NX. Just for thematicism, USS is something specific to the Federation. And aside from that, we're just kind of wanting to be specific. So if we look at this, this card specifically says, actually, let me come in here and make it bigger. We don't need artwork yet. There. Um, you may equip the advanced polarized hull plating tech upgrade at -2 points. Okay, we'll get to that. And after performing a speed 3 maneuver, place 2 time tokens on a crew or tech upgrade to perform a 1 bank or straight white. Okay, I like that. So really, we're putting the whips to the horses, as it were. Uh, I find this uh, slot bar pretty interesting. Weapon tech crew. I've seen very different ones. It's weird for a Federation ship, a Starfleet ship, to only have one crew, but I could see it working. The other thing I'll say about this is nowadays a 2330 for 16 points just feels really expensive. I can't see paying more than 10 for this, maybe 11. Uh, just the Brel and the D7. Yeah, I know they're not quite as defensive, but I think that's kind of where we do a comparison. The Raptor, the Klingon Raptor class would definitely be another comparison in terms of cost. At least how we have to look at things. All right, our maneuver dial here. I believe this is the same as the NX-01, the Enterprise. You know, you get the come about, you get the 3 turns, 2 turns, the 4 straights red, but you can at least make it. It's tough to go fast, but at least with Columbia, you can do a 3 and then a 1, which is really like doing a 5. So it takes a bit of time tokens, but there's nothing. Remember, there's nothing here that says you put 2 time tokens on the ship. It's you're putting time tokens on your upgrades. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, our first captain is Erika Hernandez. She is skill 5, 4 points, talent slot. Add a crew to this ship's upgrade bar. Okay, I'm on board. That's how we're getting our second crew. When attacking, reroll a number of blanks up to the number of opposing ships with a lesser skill at range 1. Okay, that's going to be tough to pull off. Fed don't actually have a lot of things that boost captain skill. Yeah, there's a Riker. Yes, there's their admirals, of course. But for the most part, you're kind of depending upon mission play that you'll run into some generic captains, and that's tough to pull off. I understand you don't go super high captain skill with her, um, but I might even want to see her at skill 6 just to pull this off. Um, but then it's balanced by when defending, reroll a number of blanks up to the number of opposing ships with equal or greater skill. So I get it. I understand where that's coming from. The problem is this range 1 thing, and that's tough. I'd like to maybe see range 1 to 2, um, or at least when attacking, give me like equal or less or equal skill. How do we want to word that? With um, number of opposing ships with captain skill that is lower, less than, or equal to yours? I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. Maybe somebody else can chime in on that. But it's just if you're going to pay 4 points, right? 4 points is pretty pricey. I think you should get a little bit more bonus than just only at range 1 and be able to pull it off just a little bit more. Plus, if you get equal on both, then you're trying to shoot for some kind of a sweet spot, and that's kind of a fun game to play. All right, our other captain is A.G. Robinson. Very thematic that we'd get both of them here in this pack. All right, again, 5 skill with a talent slot, 3 points though. When you reveal a white maneuver, you may place 2 time tokens on this card to treat the maneuver as green. I like that. Before moving, roll 1 attack die and suffer any crits directly to this ship's hull. That hurts. That hurts a lot. See, that's my drink to pause and think. Try to cover for myself, and then I point it out, which blows my cover. Okay. I like the start of it. I like the when you reveal a white maneuver, put 2 time tokens on this card, treat it as a green. I like that it's a 1 in 8 chance. That feels so thematic to what A.G. Robinson did. No denying anything about the thematicism here. From a crunch standpoint, I don't think I'm going to risk it. I really don't. If anything, I'd like to see him knocked down to 2 points just to incentivize me to try to run him. Because getting a better skill for a little less points makes me feel like I'm getting something for the potential risk to my ship. If anything, give him to me as a 1 point captain. Now I really feel like I'm getting a bargain, and I'm okay taking the chance that it blows up in my face. Just a thought. I could be totally off base here, but that's more how I would want to play it. And again, I'm just one person. All right, we get an elite talent, the L4 maneuver. And actually, let me come back here, because the artwork here was really cool. This talent. What this does, it's 3 points. When you reveal a straight of speed 3 or less, discard this card to instead perform a reverse of the same speed. Okay, and it's red. When you reveal a reverse maneuver, discard this card to treat it as a white maneuver. Okay. I find that very interesting, right? There's a lot of ships that have come-abouts but not reverses. And there's a lot of ships that want to reverse but never want to do it because it's an aux. And there will be a STA 101 on that in terms of how I learned to love the aux. But, I emphasize, a 3-point discard is just a little too pricey. I believe it's the Independent, the Alpha Hunter blister came with a card full reverse. And they basically get to do this kind of a discard for 2. Now, granted, it's only on the reverse side of it, not the come about into a reverse, which is a very tricky maneuver. I like that. Is that worth a premium of a 3rd point? I don't know. And I understand in the episode, this is when they're going into the Expanse, and Travis pulls this, and it's kind of a one-shot deal. It's not something you're going to do all the time, and it's definitely not something you can pull off on the same opponent all the time, and that's why it's a discard. Okay, I'll buy that. Because I was going to want to go down the road of making it like a a bunch of time tokens, right? Put like 5 time tokens on it. Because we could. Who says everything has to just be 3 time tokens, right? The design space is open. You want an effect to happen less frequently, put more time tokens on it. Sure, there's ways to mitigate that, but you still have to deal with it. Okay. So I really like the effect. I find it interesting. Would I pay 3? I don't know. I'd try it out. Yeah. Okay. I guess this is one where playtesting will tell the story. Is 3 right? Maybe. Is 2 right? I'm inclined more towards 2, but that's me. I definitely don't think 4 is right. But that may again just be my inclination to not want to pay for things. All right. Next we have a version of Tripp. Yeah, I'm gonna call him Tripp, not Charles Tucker III. All right. 4 point for a crew. He better be good. When suffering hull damage, disable up to 2 tech and or weapon upgrades to cancel an equal number of hits and just hits. Activation phase, place 2 time tokens on this card to remove a disable from a tech or weapon upgrade. Okay. I like the second part. I like the second part enough that I'd pay for that as a 1, maybe a 2 point crew just to do it. Because that's a nice conversion. Talk about an exo comp, a peanut hamper, maybe, type ability. Not that she did stuff with tech or weapons, but maybe with crew. That would be a fun thing. All right. Lower decks. Watch it, please. The first part of this ability. Okay, so that's where we decide if we want to pay the points for this. Disable upgrades that you will then put time tokens on in the future. So really it's like a 3-round process per upgrade. Granted, you can do this once per round. So that's fine. To cancel an equal number of hits. Okay. I mean, he does save your bacon. This is a not limit of once per round, just limit of once per attack. Yeah, I'm on board with that. I mean, and it fits Tripp as an engineer. He would do just about anything to make sure his ship stayed in one piece. So, yeah, I'll give it a playable. All right, now we get to some ship unique crew that are less specific. To be fair, Columbia wasn't well fleshed out in the show. It was more fleshed out in some novelizations, and I'd be all for going into some novelizations, not necessarily Titan, but or the Destiny trilogy, although I do love the Destiny trilogy. You get Bridge Crew, ship unique. Disable the card, this card, should be this card, disable this card. To perform an action from your action bar as a free action, sure. Place 3 time tokens on this card to perform a red maneuver while there is an ox beside this ship. Yeah, sure. Part of me says pick one and make it 2 points, but given that it's Bridge Crew generic, I'm all for it being a little flexible, and 3 points is an interesting premium. Do I care enough to run it? Probably not. I'm not one who wants to disable something to get an action to just have to re-enable it later, but I could run it with Tripp to disable in time token, and I'd be okay that way. So I like Bridge Crew. It's at least okay. It's a nice idea for sure, and it fits thematically. Engineering team, another ship unique 3-point crew. Repair up to 2 damage to this ship's hull. For each damage repaired, place 2 time tokens on this card and 1 ox power beside the ship. This is an in-phase thing. Okay. Again, I like this. So, yeah, for 2 hull, you're taking 4 time tokens and 2 ox power. Is that great? No, but it is 2 hull and it's passive, and it means you're not getting actions for 2 rounds, which is a bummer. But again, it was free, so yeah, I like engineering team. I would actually probably put it down at 2 points just because of how much of a downside it was. It carries not being able to do it for multiple rounds and your ship not getting actions guaranteed for, well, actually not guaranteed because you could just do it 1 round at a time, 1 hull at a time. Um, yeah, okay. I still wanted it to, but maybe I'm being greedy. Our first tech in this pack is again a ship unique, the aforementioned advanced hull plating. Now I read this earlier and I had to make sure that I understood the difference because it sure sounds like hull plating from the Enterprise. Once per game round, when defending, which is how that card has been clarified. Enhanced hull plating, I guess, is what that one is. If your ship is not cloaked and has no active shields, re-roll up to 2 blanks. Okay, that's the part that's different. But then also, you may add up to 2 evades to your defense roll, and that's evade results. If you do so, place an aux power beside your ship for each evade added. So this is, you can add evades and re-roll your blank results. And I'm kind of here for this. I like what this does better. Although I would say, rather than letting this exist and be 5 points, why not make it 5 points and NX class only? That way it could also go on the mirrors, right? I think putting it on mirrors would be fine. And or put something like, if not on an NX class, plus 3 points, plus 5 points. Because really, or maybe it needs like a whole value, whole 3 plus. Or maybe, or not 3 plus, 3 minus. Because I think that the notion here is that most ships should not have hull plating. Although something like this would be really good on the Defiant, the Cisco's Defiant, Worf's Defiant. Am I right? But yeah, I like the card. I'm willing to pay for the card because of how well it boosts this ship and keeps it alive. All right, our other tech is Navigational Deflector, and boy, there has not been a single good Navigational Deflector, but let's hope this changes something. Ship unique, 4 points. When ending movement by an obstacle or planet. I would change that when ending movement within range of an obstacle or planet, and then you've got the range 1. You may place an evade token beside this ship. You cannot take an evade action this game round. Okay, sure. When triggering a minefield, you may immediately scan as a free action. You cannot place another scan token beside your ship. Okay. There is now a good Navigational Deflector. I'm on board. Warp field sinking. And again, I'd be reminiscent, or I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't show you this art, because boy, I love this art. I feel like, yeah. Anyway, this is just fantastic art. And granted, it's from the show, but it's still one of the best pieces of art. Anyway, the actual card. Ship unique, 4 points. Before moving, discard this card and target a friendly ship at range 1. Immediately move the target ship using this ship's maneuver, even if the target ship has already moved. Apply green or red maneuver effects to the target ship, then perform this ship's maneuver as normal. So, It's an interesting way to catapult a ship in range 1 because you can move first, send a friendly ship ahead 6, 5, and then they also jump ahead 5, and now they're in firing range on round 1. That's how you catch your opponent proverbially with their pants down. They were not expecting that, and especially if you bring like Gen Cisco and Koth, they've got disabled upgrades. They are not ready for a round 1 attack. Now the rest of your fleet is nowhere near ready to back them up, but you've got them by surprise. And I think that something like this would be very devious. I don't think it would ever be legal in OP play, although Picard maneuver is still playable. So, what do I know? Yeah, I think it's legitimate. I think it's hilarious. I think it has some very interesting applications. I would love to see it in play too. Now, a weapon. Dorsal photonic torpedo launcher, and that is a bit of a mouthful. Add a weapon slot to this ship's upgrade bar. Great, it covers itself. I always like cards that do that. When attacking with torpedoes, what kind of torpedoes? Any kind of torpedoes. Photon torpedoes, photonic torpedoes, quantum torpedoes, high yield torpedoes, type 7, kill your mama with the bad type of lunch you just made and didn't bother to put in the fridge for 3 days, torpedoes. As long as they got the word torpedoes in them, you're good to go. All right. When attacking with those torpedoes, disable this card to attack in any direction. If photonic torpedoes are used, you can re-roll all your blanks. This upgrade costs +2 attacks if not assigned to an NX class ship. Okay. Simple, reasonably good. 3 points for 360 fire. Sure, some nice basic quality. Again, sure, I guess. I would like to have seen enhanced photonic torpedoes. Maybe give me some time token versions of them. Maybe give me a little higher yield of them. You know, something with like 4 attack dice. To be fair, I don't quite remember how many dice photonic torpedoes give me. Let me look that up. Photonic charges, photonic weapon, photonic missiles. Photonic torpedoes are a mirror card that give me 4 dice. Photonic torpedoes are, for whatever reason, not a Federation upgrade. Weird. Okay. I guess I'm forgetting something. But yeah. I could have sworn photonic torpedoes existed on the NX, but it's been a while. Yeah, I'm okay with dorsals. So I guess really we need photonic torpedoes for Federation. All right, and last card in this pack is the pulsed phase cannon. Yes, I know I'm at 24 minutes. I'm sorry. 2 dice, range 1 to 2. Add a weapon slot to the ship's upgrade bar. Attack. Place 2 time tokens on this card to perform this attack. Treat this as a primary weapon attack. Okay, so you get range. Give me a 3rd die. And okay, it's meant to go from the secondary arc. The secondary arc on an NX. Oh, remind me, what's the secondary on an NX? Okay, it's got a 90-90. So, presuming this lets me fire from the rear, it's not bad. It's still not great, but it's not bad. I'd still prefer the third die. But if it's a rear arc only shot, if anything, if it's rear arc only, I want it at 1 point, not 2. All right, so let's review the pack. Columbia, I find Columbia at least interesting. I like the discount on my upgrade. I might even let it discount it by 3. I want the ship cheaper. I like this. I like the movement discount. Maneuver dials, what it is. Erika Hernandez just feels a little pricey. I like the ability though. I maybe want the attacking to give me equal as well. AG, just make them cheaper. L4, I'm willing to play L4 as is. Same with Tripp. Bridge crew, I think I settled on. I was good with that. Engineering, pretty much settled on. I was good with that. Maybe go down to 2 points on that. Hull plating, I'm good with. Navigational deflector, I likewise am good with that. Warp field sinking, I enjoy that one. Dorsal photonic torpedo launcher, I'm on board with. Still feel like it's a tiny bit pricey, but what can you do? And then pulse phase cannon, I definitely want to see as 1 point upgrade. All right, so again, that was the Columbia pack, the NX-02 Columbia by Wiegeabo Kilijabob. Same guy who used to do a bunch of custom stuff on Warp Core Breach. So you will probably recognize some of his work. He has been doing a ton of updates to the Magic set editor for Star Trek Attack Wing, that specific module. I don't know the specifics of that. I have not dabbled with custom cards. I really haven't. I want to in my spare time, and as you all know, my spare time is non-existent. But yeah, so check it out. We've got a Star Trek Attack Wing custom build group on Facebook and a lot of info there, and that's what it is. My apologies that this has gone to a half hour, but there were 13 cards in this pack and actually a lot of good stuff to talk about. So, all right, until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. And if you have custom work you want to have me talk about on channel or even off channel, send me a message. My email's in the description. You can get a hold of me that way. All right, until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.